Hello, and thank you again for watching another video brought to you by Helix Dental. My name is Dr. David Flamenco. We're located in La Mesa, California, and today we're going to go over our fabrication of night guards within our office. So this is using the Ceramill Mind with the Ceramill Motion 2, and we use a splint material which has a rating of a little bit over 100 megapascals, which is amazing for the opposing dentition and has enough flexibility and strength. So there's two types of occlusion. Here we're going to put this in static occlusion, to where you can see, well, what is static occlusion? So basically it refers to the contact points between teeth when the jaw is closed and stationary. But when we use those lateral intrusive movements, you can see that there's premature contacts that are stopping the jaw from moving freely. So what we like to do here is we like to switch this to a dynamic occlusion and basically guide the jaw slightly into natural lateral intrusive movements. The main thing that you want to do before creating any type of night guard is make sure you speak with your professional, dental professional for that matter, and make sure that they actually do an assessment of the TMJ and masticatory muscles. So here when we switch it to dynamic, you can see those pathways are made now in the night guard. And the way we did this was to increase the vertical dimension was to put cotton rolls on the lower canines by the premolar area and scan. So when we go back to those pathways of the lateral intrusive movements in dynamic motion or dynamic occlusion, we see premature contacts there by number 6 or 1-6. And we want to add the material so it's not thin, so it doesn't get damaged in that area. And then we're going to smooth it out. So we could still follow the same natural pathway, and we're going to create contact points very slightly all around the arch in that occlusion. So the patient does feel a well-balanced occlusion when they first seat that night guard. And that's very important. You don't want to have premature contacts on the left or right, or anterior and posterior. You actually want to have a balance for this type of night guard that we're fabricating, and every patient is different, so definitely speak to your dental professional so that they can guide you on what is best for you. So in this instance, we're making sure those contacts are exactly where we want them. We're going to round off any sharp edges that are on that lateral intrusive pathway or dynamic pathway, so that way we're still guiding that occlusion or those lateral intrusive movements left and right, but with subtle premature contact. So nothing's too sharp or heavy to where the masticatory muscles will have to work extra hard to overcome those premature contacts. So we just want that natural movement. That way you can still relieve that pressure and it could still be functional. So once we're satisfied, we definitely go over again those lateral intrusive movements, protrusive and retrusive as well, to make sure we can catch any type of error that we might see or something that we might feel uncomfortable when the patient's actually making those movements. So we can see by the canine, yes, there's a little bit of premature contact. Are we okay with it? Yes, we are. So that's something that we'll have feedback from the patient, so we make sure we're in constant feedback with the patient so that we can figure out, should we make any more modifications to this, either manually or go back and design this digitally. So far we haven't had to do that, which is amazing with digital technology. You know, the future is this, basically designing everything digitally. Now they have, you know, occlusal records that are fabricated as well and recorded digitally, which is amazing. So it gets rid of a lot of the human error. Even though we're designing, there's still human error. So definitely you want to make sure you know what you're doing when you're designing. And once this is done and completed, we can go to nesting and start to mill. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions or like to learn more, please contact us.